Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whichever part of the world are you from. What is aquaponics? Aquaponics. Have you heard of aquaponics? If you've not, I have something smashing for you to understand today, and it will blow your brain. This is the hydrogen carbogen, hydrogen carbogen, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. These cycles of these gases on this planet. That is what is aquaponics. You're using forces of Mother Nature to have a great time. So it's a way of growing food for technical reasons, but come, I'll tell you some more stuff. I will give this a few seconds before we'll start, but you're welcome to just come and join. And obviously, just come and say hi so I know you've joined in. But otherwise, it should be a good conversation today. Now, what you're seeing on screen, this animation that you're seeing is what we'll talk about. Okay, this is what makes aquaponics so awesome. I'll just give it a few seconds. I think once the stream stabilizes, if you can see me and hear me clearly, you should be able to now. Okay. So, ये blue screen में what's happening in this blue screen? Can you see this blue, black, white animation? Where there you can see there is some plant. It looks like it's a root under the water, and there is a leaf that is popping when the little black thing goes up. Okay, can you see that? There's a black thing that touches the root system, goes up, hits the leaf, and the leaf grows. Can you see that? There it is. The next one, there. It's like a pulsating action, right? Can you see it? This pulsating action that you're seeing, that is key. Keep this in mind. So I will draw some analogies and tell you, which should hopefully give you a faster uh, idea about what we're talking about. But first, as I said, I'll just give it a few more minutes. Today is Kaiben making. So at 1:30 p.m. I'll stream that. So catch that if you want to know what is Kaiben, how I make it, and everything regarding that superfood. Please come for that live stream. But this 30 minutes, next 30 minutes, is about this fascinating thing called aquaponics. Where it comes from, what it is. I don't know the history of it. See, the thing is, we don't know where agriculture has come from. So I don't want to argue. I don't want to get into being the right person. I'm telling you what I know now in 2025 is what I will share with you. And I can tell you this for a fact that there is science does not know. In fact, I'll tell you what, science knows nothing. There is this myth that science is very aware of what's happening and it has answers to everything. It doesn't. So some people find it easy to live with this fact. They see this as opportunity to be able to go out there and explore and get new answers to old questions. That's Richard Feynman way of looking at the world. The other set of people feel dejected that their religion has let them down. They thought science was the right way of doing it. Hi guys, today look at this blue animation. Yeah, we'll quickly run over the aquaponics story and you're welcome to ask me questions, okay? If you ask me questions, that's the only way I will know what's happening. Otherwise, I don't really come to know what's going on. Cool. So let's look at this animation. If you see this carefully, you see the fish at the bottom that's moving left, right? Okay, and it's dropping something as it poops. All right. Once it drops, now you see a little bubble goes up. It hits this. This is a plant. That's the roots. You see that little bubble that converts into a dark bubble, then goes up the stem, hits the leaf, and the leaf pops. See that? It's just going up. There you see. See that? So this pulsating action is important, okay? Keep this in mind. We'll get to this. On the left side, you'll see there's fish food. There is this floating pellets of fish food that sink to the bottom and the fish goes and eats it, okay? Are you following this whole cycle that's happening? Now, this cycle is important. Most of it is written here. If you don't know what aquaponics is, please ask me questions. It will help. The knowledge gap is quite a lot, not because we don't know, but because this is awfully close to the other two formats which you would have heard: soil farming Yes, aquaponics is very close to soil farming. And hydroponics, which actually is just ponics common. Ponics means what? Ponics means to work, to toil, to put in effort, to put in sweat, to use muscle power. That's called ponics. And hydroponics means using water. So aquaponics also should mean using water. It is using water only. But what's the difference? The difference is, the small difference is the large difference. The small difference is that in hydroponics, you will make a mixture of a solution of water, which will basically be for one type of crop. It's a nutrient mix, but it's only for one type of crop. In hydroponics, you can do multiple crops together. That is, this multi-cropping idea of hydroponics is what is in soil. See, think about it. Without water, that soil becomes desert. Means what? Nothing grows in the desert. So the magic is in the water. The magic is in the water. Yes, I cannot say this enough. The magic is in the water. So we will come to longer conversations on water first, but I want to give you a brief understanding of what aquaponics is really happening. What is actually happening? This is exactly what happens with cows. Okay, a cow will eat, it will shit. That shit will be used by the plant. Wait, hold on, to grow food. This is what is going to happen. How it is put to practice, that's interesting. In the farm, what they will do? They will make a slurry out of the fish potty, mix water with it, then allow it to decompose, then dry. That's your khad. Sorry. Asking a question is going to help. So ask your question. I've got 2 3 questions which I will ask in the end, but I will, that's people questions from people. But you can ask me questions. So you understand the basic idea. Now, we'll go one layer below now. So this is the first top view of what's happening. There is food that is being eaten by an animal, which is the fish in the bottom, as you can see. Then that fish is doing susu potty, which is then somehow becoming food for the plant, and the plant is eating it. This is the basic stuff that is happening. How it is happening? I don't want to go to the details of it. I actually have a course. If you're interested, I'll send you this course. I charge for it, but I will give in 40 minutes. You will see 30 to 35 1 minute films. Yes, and all the dots will join up. Okay, I'll give you an example of what kind of education this will be. Have you seen fishes when they're swimming? They open their mouth, they take a lot of water, and it goes somewhere. Have you noticed this? They tend to they tend to be eating water. Have you noticed? Have you not noticed? Please watch this next time when you see fishes. You see how they'll be, not all the time, but sometimes they're very subtle. Their lips are hardly moving. They're quite still. But other cases, they're very aggressively eating a lot of water. Eating water. Where will they pass it out from? From their gills. This idea of liquids, two liquids with different concentrations, when they pass by each other in opposite directions, their concentrations will balance out. Physics is funny. So, that is the reason why this course I made. It is meant for you to appreciate how aquaponics works from a physics point of view. More importantly, to appreciate why nobody understands why aquaponics works, how it works. Because to understand how it works means to understand the glaring question, why is an atom 99.9% empty space? So as I said, we can't walk that line. Science doesn't know the answers. What we do know is some mota moti of what happens. So what's happening is life exists in two formats on this planet. Life, actioning life. Life means something that's so because bacteria, microbes, are they life? Are they not life? You get the question. It's a philosophical question. So the question of whether there is life in the bacteria stage or not, that let's not discuss this. But bacteria can exist in two formats. The first is where they need oxygen. The second format is where they don't need oxygen. What's really interesting is that they both are needed. Both of this format, that's actually what the yin yang is all about. Life and death, plus and minus, black, white, with, without. This is a very important idea of maths. It is the balancing factor. So math, that's why integers came. The idea of maths, so the balance comes from there, left and right. So bacteria existing in the non-aerobic without oxygen is as important as the bacteria in the aerobic stage. Non-aerobic guys will consume food, dead materials, and convert it into food for the aerobic bacteria. The aerobic bacteria will convert that for food for the plants. The plants will eat, grow, die, become food for the anaerobic. This is the cycle of life. This is the cycle of life that's replicated across everything that we are seeing. All life forms, whatever it could be, will follow the same structure, behavior, mechanics of how it works. Cool. So today's class is a short class. It's a simple 15-minute introduction to what aquaponics is, and I will get started with further courseware. It's not really a courseware, it's more to do with question answers. In fact, that's what I would ask you to bring your questions. Give me that reason, give me that a question to follow through and bring you back on track. I need you to tell me where you are. There is some unlearning involved. The first unlearning that is involved is to appreciate that their science does not have all answers. We are we are not as well informed as we think we are. Okay, I'll give you another. I've always said this, and I'll give you this puzzle. Ask someone, and if anybody tells you that, listen, science is the future, that's the past, it is the present, it's the future, it's the way humanity will save itself. Ask them, why do plants put flavor in their food? And if that's a constant, then why does flavor variate? Not all cucumbers are bitter. Not all mangoes taste awesome. Why is this change in fruit flavor, plant flavor? Because if you think about it, the plant doesn't need to put flavor. Its life will carry on without flavor. But we humans, the ones who are growing this plant, we are greatly attached to flavor, aren't we? Something to think about. So science does not have answers to all questions. That is the first unlearning that you have to do. It is a difficult pill to swallow. It requires a little bit of belief, and that's why I tell everybody, start with the bucket ponics, experience aquaponics for yourself. Once you've experienced how this food grows, this mechanics of growing food without anybody's help, things will change. And we'll start from there. Cool. Okay, so that's cool. That's 15 minutes for me, but I'm here if you want to chat and ask me questions. This is what, if you just joined in here, this is what we're talking about. The idea is to get some sense. This is an introduction to aquaponics. अभी आज कुछ important heavy कुछ discussion नहीं कर रहे हैं. Just basics stuffs. Yeah, I'm waiting for some questions. Otherwise, I'll log off in a few minutes. 15 minutes was today's class. 20 minutes I'll log off. And because today's carbon making day, so come at 1:30 p.m. for the carbon making stream, and we can chat. No, we can't chat there. Sorry, that's muted. Yeah, I need to pay attention. I'm trying to work at. In fact, if you have engineering interest, forget skills. Help me make a machine that will clean the seed. The cleaning of the seed is really tricky. It's not just the cleaning, it's once you've cleaned it. See, once it's gone into the machine, you can't do anything about it, right? So before it goes into the machine, a lot of careful inspection is needed. Any stem, sticks, flowers, that oil will be psychotropic, na? And I can't afford that. Cool. So that's me. 12:45, 15 minutes in. Today's class was hopefully helpful. If you have questions, ask me. Otherwise, tomorrow's class again is on aquaponics. Tomorrow I'll take up 2 questions. Cool. See you. Bye.